I'd like to call to order the Beaver County Board of Commissioners work session meeting for Wednesday, June 24th, 2020. We have a review of work session discussion meeting minutes. And we'll move to department head report. Dan has a grin on his face.
Wouldn't be a Wednesday in Beaver County if I didn't come with bad news. We've got some foundation damage here at the courthouse. We did last night. We had some water coming through some cracks. Some type of professional or or someone does foundation repairing stuff like that. Come take a look and see if we have any some recommendation on how to fix it. So we'll move forward with contact someone. Come and take a look and get estimates and things like that.
Where's it at?
It seems like the problems are the courtyards. The two courtyards.
Interior courtyards.
Yes. Yeah. There's actually there's a couple of places where you can see cracks. Concrete is settling. So I think we must have a professional come and take a look at it.
Do what you gotta do. I think see choice.
Not bad news till you come back with what they say.
I did finally get a response from Vertical Technical Engineers with the calling, but we should have something in hand.
Okay. All right. Anything else? All right. Any other department head? Tim?
Any questions? Approval to the board, but sending out contracts.
I think you can, but we're going to be talking about the ice arena here in a couple of minutes. That might have an impact on that.
Any other department head report? All right, hearing none. Solicitors.
There are 23 resolutions listed for tomorrow. Just a couple of highlights. Number 14, that's with the assessment office, but this isn't an exoneration. This is actually a cost to obtain appraisals for a tax assessment lawsuit. Number 15 and 16, those are contracts for individuals who assist with the emergency response program training with EMS. 18 is a contract for the employee assistant program that is run through HR for any employees who need assistance in various capacities. 20 is the final bill for the Brush Creek paving, which is a little bit over $930,000. Number 21 is a tentative agreement with the Sheriff's Department. They were the bargaining unit that their contract expired in December of 2019. We were scheduled to go to an arbitration. The arbitration was canceled, I should say continued because of COVID. In the meantime, we weren't able to work on an agreement with them in order to avoid the arbitration. I've given you sort of an overview of the agreement. The main gist would be it's a 2.75% increase in year 1 and year 2 of the 3-year agreement, and it's a 3% wage increase in year 3. There is increase in health contributions throughout the agreement, starting at 3% of the base wage in year 1. That moves up to 3.25 in year 2 and 3.5 in year 3. The deductible is similar to what we've done with all other bargaining groups. We've raised that deductible from 100 to 1,000 or 200 to 2,000 for families. There are increases in some co-pays, some various short-term disability increases in other languages, other sort of minor stuff with the contract. So we would recommend it tomorrow for approval of that tentative agreement, which would take care of all the collective bargaining agreements that expired in 2019. There are 3 that are expiring at the end of 2000. Number 22 is the COVID County Relief Program. This is from the Federal CARES Act. The counties throughout the state are receiving various increments of money to be used for various programs, businesses, local municipalities, in order to try to support and influx of money to entities that need it. Beaver County is proposed to receive $14.8 million. There's going to be a lot of legwork with that, getting it up and running. And yesterday we met with Corey. His group is going to get over a proposal that, or they meet with, or they have a core of attorneys, financial advisors, individuals who would be able to sort of help us implement this. What's crazy about this is that we have to go about spending $14.8 million in a matter of about 6 months. Yeah, in a week. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be coming in on this. We need to get the procedures up and running. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, if this isn't done the right way, the county would be on the hook for any money that isn't appropriated in a proper way.
There's some models out of Allegheny County that Corey discussed yesterday that we may be able to use because they've already received their money directly from the federal government, where we had to wait for the state government to release those funds to us. So Corey explained that to us. He's going to start pulling those policies and procedures for the different areas that it could be spent in.
And this will be set up in a separate account, right, like Act 13.
Right.
You pull funds. Go through a process, define a process, and then folks will.
So I think we would tell the public and municipalities that we have the money. Once we get a plan in place of how we're going to go about distributing that, we will certainly be in contact with everyone in order to let them know. But at this point, we haven't even gotten the money yet, but we do expect to get that probably sometime next month. And then in the meantime, we are going to start getting this up and running as soon as we possibly can in order to get it out to those who need it. Any questions on any of the resolutions? Okay. The other issue I wanted to bring up, and this is Tim, to your point, I think you can go ahead and send that out to those groups. We have had a group who has approached the county about looking to try to lease the ice arena in order to operate it and run it on behalf of the county. They're asking if the county would be willing to enter into negotiations with them in order to look at some type of long-term lease where they would run the facility, put improvements in the facility, but at the end of the day, it still would be owned by the county. And I guess the question I would have for the board is the board all right with looking to enter into those negotiations, knowing at the end of the day, we would have to sign some type of legal document or lease. But for right now, the only thing we would need is authorization to start reaching out to this group to say, yeah, we are interested. Let's sit down and talk what we can possibly see if we can work something out.
You're just looking for approval for to have discussions with them, pretty much, to have the board to be able to sit with them and discuss what they're
proposing, what we would want to see, and if that matches and if that coordinates.
Yeah, I mean, I know we reached out to Tim, 2 weeks ago or so, to ask for a capital project for the ice arena, and it's a pretty big laundry list.
Several $100,000 worth of improvements.
Over the next
if you
couple
do
of years.
everything.
So you're in the same page.
It was, at a minimum, it depends on the timing. And we've also talked about the Penguins grant, what that can be used for, internally a little bit. But I'm very much in favor of talking to anybody that may be able to help us manage that facility and see what they have to see what they have to say and what the terms would be. And as long as we can guarantee Beaver County residents would still have use and access, I'm willing to discuss the issue.
I'm willing to, if we have to get into some kind of legal document to be able to start conversations, just to have it look at that.
Discussion.
Yeah, the group is the Black Bear Sports Group. They're based out of Maryland. They run numerous ice rinks throughout Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Indian West Pennsylvania.
Western,
Where was the closest one? There was one in Ohio.
Bucks County. They won one, I believe, one out of Youngstown, Ohio. Oh, Southwest Ice Arena. Nope, take that back. That's Southwest Illinois. We can find out, but they have, it looks to be about 10, Cannonsburg, Southport and Cannonsburg.
South Point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all that I have then. I don't need an executive session. I don't know, does HR need an executive session? No. So unless the commissioners have any need for an executive session, I don't need one.
Any questions for the solicitor? Commissioners report. Anything?
I guess we're gonna talk about tennis courts. What's the status of the tennis courts repair? haven't,
I was asking Tony about that earlier.
So we received information from Tim Mitchell on three options to put out for bid as soon as we get a recommendation from you guys. It's a resurfacing, complete, like a seal coating on the current or a complete redo. And when funds are available, we can put out for bid. Whatever you guys would like.
Tim, would your recommendation be to put the bid out for all three different options and then we could choose?
Yeah, I think that's the best way. You rather have to bid 3 times, get it out one time. Do all scenarios.
Well, I would assume it'd probably be 3 different bids, not one bid with 3 different surfaces, correct? Because there might be some companies that don't do each
add
surface.
alternates or not?
Yeah, you could probably do a little alternates.
Okay. So somebody could put a bid in just for
Right.
seal coating where one company could put a bid in for all 3. So, okay. I'm okay.
I'm guessing the timing for when that would, now, the tennis courts are in bad shape now, but it's summer and some people are playing on them. The fall is also a popular time for tennis, so we gotta figure out when that can be done practically and how long it would take.
I mean, weather obviously is a big factor in the project, but these conversations like that, I'm just hoping members will want that. A long outside of the project. So it's not like it's a new project, so if you can try it out,
2 months for a tennis player is a lot. Yeah.
The weather.
Parks, and parks open yet?
Parks are open, yeah, we're, you know, every day we're chugging away at these trees and things like that. I would think we're probably, safe to say that, we should probably have everything cleaned up, by the middle of next week.
Speaking of trees, last week when they chopped down the 100-year-old tree that was falling off, the limbs were falling off. When that sucker hit the ground, my office shook.
That's the source of your leaks.
That's the foundation. You have to call them.
The courthouse office foundation.
I mean, first of all, how they did that was incredible. It was just unbelievable. Oh, I mean, I knew what it was like to be in an earthquake because it shook. I mean, because my office, the corner of my office is right there. And it's just unbelievable how they, oh, absolutely.
Specialized.
I watched him. I watched the other guy directing him. He was making his cuts and he said like this, and that's exactly where it fell. It was just incredible. We talked about the CARES funding and on the fireworks for Dan.
But also, Bridgewater Crossing, there's an RFP going out to clean up the hillside, get rid of the knotweed and all that stuff down there, right?
Yes, sir. A lot of the, I'd like to look at the entire,
Landscape.
all the vegetation that's there. I'm certainly not an arborist, but when I take a walk down through there, I kind of see where, you know, they may have ordered so many, there's sycamore trees, there's pine. And it's like they took them off the truck and they put them all, here's all the sycamore trees here. Here's all the pine trees here.
I'm not sure that was the best,
Yeah.
especially from a maintenance standpoint, which is what we're trying to do, so. Okay, so that bid will be going out soon.
Wayne got his hands full right now with, that.
Yeah,
Understand, I just wanted to say that it was in the works.
And our guys will continue to keep, and I actually, I reached out to Mr. Betters and told him what our plan was, and he was his blessing. Told him, you know, where we were, and, you know, there's gonna be some delay, but our guys will continue to, do our best to keep up with the grass and the garbage and stuff like that, until we can get the RFP out, and, have them come in. And get it squared away for us, and then we will take it forward.
I think Wayne, I talked with Wayne, he's shooting to have the RFP out sometime like in July.
Okay,
The last thing was farm preservation.
yes.
Are we ready to vote on that or put it together?
We'll be circulating that. I actually see, okay. All right. And Jeff, would you mind introducing yourself to the folks so they know who you are? And George is here as well.
since this is moving so quick, the preservation board is requesting a piece of stuff during the courthouse. We have a lot, over 30 forms, 33 of them that are going to be, and there is a lot of paperwork for storage. I mean, there's such security numbers on there, and we're just not comfortable moving all of those records to conservation district at this time. And we would appreciate keeping that office for at least 6 months. So, I mean, this is moved within 60 days,
Yeah.
just quickly. And we would, would like to.
It's pretty much a closet, right? I mean,
It's a closet. And there's like, I have a picture slide about how
okay.
they need to be going through, but all those.
Marge, may I interrupt you for a moment? Have you reached out to the conservation district and discussed whether or not that would be an issue at all with the administrative function that they'd be taking on? Are they okay with it?
I think it would be beneficial at least for 3 to 6 months. For the new farms was supposed to be done in April. Of course, COVID didn't happen. We did, if you guys something where your goal is to have the ranking to the farm preservation board by August meeting. With that, we would like that office to be open, so there's a backup. So there is some software that is on Joe Michelle's laptop or power, I don't know what it is, but we're hoping everything can just transfer to the district computers, but in case something is connected, we're looking at, that way we can at least come in for a day. We have our own GIS, but there is as far as some environmental checks and those kind of things. I see no reason why we won't transfer the district. But just as a backup, we'd like to keep it open, so if we have to, we can come in here for a day, use that computer, work the system. What we need to do. Not our long-term goal, but after 6 months, that office will be.
I'm not aware of any other plans that we have for that
No.
office.
Or-
Yeah, and we certainly wanted to keep a collaborative arrangement with the planning commission and the work that Joe. Okay, good. Okay,
He's fine with it as long as you. are okay with it.
I think we are. And
Yeah.
The computer, I didn't get a chance to talk to IT about that situation. They were busy.
yeah, I'm still not sure that's our equipment, right? So that's county equipment, so.
GIS programs, because that GIS information does not leave the facility. It is so enhanced for security reasons, for handling security. Okay? So our board sees that you're going to have a problem with that, but we'll see. We can work it out.
I'm sure, yeah. But, yeah, so we're just waiting for the Ag Farm Preservation Board and the Conservation District to sign those MOUs, and they'll come to us. We'll review it when that's done, and they'll be our signatures, and then there'll be a done deal. Awesome. Okay.
Oh, they are?
Right.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah. Nate's
grab
reviewed
those
all
for you,
this,
and-
and
Might be able to act on them as soon as tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
great.
get those from you after the meeting.
And, thank you, Margie.
Thank you very
And
much.
Jeff, good luck to you. We're counting on the Conservation District to do some good things here. So, I did have a couple of other things, just quickly. I got a few calls, on people about our emergency call system when we had the tornado come through. And, I talked a little bit to follow up more. Some of those calls, because it overloads the system, the capacity of the phone company to get those things out or delayed. I know in my case, I was one of those that got that. getting the alerts on my weather app and then getting a phone call or like that. And then get a second phone call after the app said the tornado had moved through. And I was asking Kevin about it. It's not a system issue from our standpoint for the folks that sign up for that. It's a capacity issue with trying to force out all those calls in a timely manner. So I don't know what you're doing with that, but apparently there's Frank Sparks even called me from the radio station. Some people were calling in, Matt probably knows, calling in and complaining about getting the calls and getting them late. I'm not sure what we can do about it, but I thought it was something we should probably do a follow-up conversation with Eric and understand what the capacity constraints are, and at least let people know. We get the alerts, we try and put them out. How quickly they go through the phone system, because it's not, our system is kind of out of our control. And I just thought people need to be aware of that. Fortunately, nobody, was hurt. Had a lot of damage, but nobody was hurt. That tornado. And then BCTA circulated a great new video on the safety of riding the buses, all the cleaning measures, the extraordinary effort that they're doing there. I asked Tony if we could put that on our website and link it. And also there's free riding through July 31st on BCTA right now. So anybody can ride the buses free. They want to show people what they're doing and the measures and stuff. So I asked people to kind of go check out that video and use public transportation. And also just Unity Week is this week. The event at CCBC was canceled because of the weather, but at Geneva Reeves Field, 6 to 8 tomorrow. There'll be some pretty poignant and I think good conversation on the issue. It said Reeves Field, so I don't know if we're actually on the field or not. How they're going to do that? I'm assuming practicing social distancing and stuff, but I know I'll be there as well. And then of course, clearly invite everybody to join us in the Unity Walk from Beaver High School to the courthouse from 10 to 12 Saturday morning. We will have a nice turnout and showing for that. So that's still on. It looks like the weather will be okay for both those events from Monday and Saturday. I think that's it for me. Oh, the farmers markets coupons, Tony.
Yeah, they're on our website and social media. The office on agents, accepting applications.
Yeah, so we're on the way. I think that's it.
The only thing that I have was in the last few weeks, due to all the Beaver County events being canceled, majority of them, the Food Truck Festival, Boom, and county fairs. I asked each commissioner if they would be interested in potentially providing fireworks for the residents in Beaver County on the 4th of July. That started a conversation between us where we reached out to Mark and Nate Klopsack at Push because they had a big, this was their 10-year anniversary. And they unfortunately, had to cancel due to COVID-19. They said that they would assist us as much as they can. So then we started getting on the phone. And then from there, I wanted just to see what the commissioners thought. I know it's a short time period. It's, I believe, $50,000 is what Zambelli said to provide. The money is budgeted for in the current 2020 budget, especially with everything being canceled that we donate to. It's tourism. So I wanted to see if, we could talk about that today. And
More importantly, they have the permit.
and they do have the permit. That was one of the jumps, hoops she had to jump, was to have the barge permits. Beaver County wouldn't be able to obtain one in such a short notice. Fortunately, Push still has a permit. I don't know if it's for the whole summer or for a time period where we would be able to use. So I just wanted to see if
And hopefully, we're going to have people spread out as much as possible. We have social distancing. we can't force people to wear masks, but I certainly will.
I know it's a quick time, and it's, having dealt with the Coast Guard before, former life, that's not an easy thing to just go move a couple of barges. As we well know, right, Mark?
Pulling off a water show of this magnitude typically takes about 6 months to do, and we're working with a window of about 2 weeks. So Sam Bellies deserve a lot of credit because they have a lot of good connections. They have contact with the Coast Guard, and the only way it can be done, setting up a new event is impossible. So what we're going to do to push people kind of help to facilitate this, just kind of piggyback what we've done the last 10 years and make this happen. But from what I gathered, they're going to be able to pull this miracle off. So it really is a miracle.
And yeah, I think what my thought and part of the board's thought is, Beaver County has sacrificed, along with the Commonwealth and everyone across the United States, has sacrificed a lot over the last couple months. And to be able to provide something for families to look forward to in the summer, as Commissioner Medeiros said, please, practice your social distancing, stay with your family, wear a mask if you feel comfortable. Don't wear a mask if you don't want to. We can't force you. But, this is going to be viewed from 4 or 5 different municipalities. So
Yeah, this one, they're going to shoot it real high, so it's going to be able to see it from space.
maybe we can get some pictures from up there this year.
So, whereas like typical productions that we do are real low level, intricate shows, most people that are down the water is supposed to be real high. So everything, you got to see it from everywhere, pretty much the time they can see that. Covered with river floating high. The only thing I have a question about, and I'm a horrible devil's advocate because you guys know me, okay, let's just get things done. But if there would arise some press or whatever about COVID uptick because of the fireworks show, I mean, how are we going to handle something like that? I'd be remiss for my board to ask that question.
Absolutely. I think.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, you can answer. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Always defer to the Lord.
Yeah. You don't want to hear
We're
my answer.
stressing with this that we're putting on a fireworks show. We are requesting everyone to social distance, everyone to take precautions they otherwise normally would take in any other setting. There are no events that the county is hosting that are associated with this. Before, there used to always be sort of food events or vendors or things along those lines. We're not encouraging any of that. We're just simply saying there's a fireworks show. There's a lot of places you can spread out in Beaver County in order to watch this fireworks show. And by no means are we advocating large groups of people to congregate together and stand on top of one another to watch this fireworks show.
Yeah, no, I agree. And let me just say, I'm still very concerned about this virus. And our numbers over the last 7 to 10 days, we've had a little bit of an uptick, and they aren't related to nursing homes. So there's a little bit of community spread there. I'm very concerned about this. That said, I think we should encourage people to do just what we said. And I would discourage having the trinket vendors, food trucks, any of that stuff. And I know the municipalities feel the same way. It's there for the families to observe from their cars, from wherever, from their porches, from, the banks of the rivers, whatever.
Typically, we have meetings with Bridgewater and Monaca and Beaver and settle the infrastructure up ahead of time. We've had no time to do that because there hasn't been a house. We haven't been able to do that. So I guess what I'm also saying, I need as much help as possible from the county.
Yeah.
So Garen and Tony reached out to the 4 municipalities, Beaver, Bridgewater, Monaca, and Rochester yesterday to discuss it, to say there's going to be discussions about this. I do know Bridgewater said we could speak for them and say that they are not going to be allowing any vendors of any sorts at the park.
I mean, that's
Any solicit. The other ones we're getting with their council members to discuss that, because I'm sure there's going to be some innovative ways of shutting some roads down, so it's more space for families to sit at. But
and what's in town.
We could facilitate, anything that you need us to do.
The other question I had was already answered was, it's just through muscle memory or however you want to call it, over 10 years, everyone likes to go to Bridgewater in that area, in that land where,
The crossing, the crossing.
Which is county property.
Take it like how that looks, as well as making sure that the betters facilities there are well taken care of. I think we'll have a conversation with Chuck just to make sure that he knows what's going on. Probably be redundant, but I just want to make sure everyone is taken care of in this.
Yeah.
And I think we were willing, Tony Guy was gonna talk to the police chiefs
Yeah, to make sure.
about traffic control and that kind of stuff as well, which,
If they could, but yeah, that would be huge. Push from an organizational standpoint is not going to be having any sponsored event or any type of event or any type of ticketed event. It's strictly going to be this is your guys' show, and we're really the focus is on, county's back open and we need good news right now. So it's
And people don't have to congregate. You're shooting, you explain to everybody how high they're going up. You're gonna be able to see them from just about anywhere.
People have to be on top of the show to see the
Right.
show. So it's a robust budget. It was necessary to get it off in the time that we wanted to do it. Particularly on the holiday. And historically, typically the reason why we stay off on the 4th of July because then they always have fun.
Yeah.
So we never want to step on any, they've been doing longer than we have, so we
Right.
kind of just. Once we get all the resources, I mean, it's just gonna be, we're gonna be the pass-through for this.
Thank you.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah, this is taking place.
Yeah, I'm not sure we cleared.
Saturday, the 4th of July. Saturday, yeah.
9:30 or
8.
9:45.
9:45?
Yeah. That's a little later, and it'll, 9:45.
I thought it was 8.
5 minutes ago, 25 minutes.
Right, we'll talk, you'll talk with Dr. Zambelli and get the details out to everyone, so it could be, you'll have the details, but everyone else who might need them.
And obviously, just letting everybody know what's going on there, but we're gonna have to get it out to the public to make sure that, they know what's going on. As soon as you guys.
That's it. You can do it. Just confirm the time.
You got this? Did you confirm the time?
I spoke with Mike with Zambelli. He said that it would be up past 9:30 would be the earliest. That you suggest 9:30 or 9:45, so we sort of have that.
If you're comfortable with that, 9:45.
That's fine. That's good. 9:30.
Location?
At the conference.
The Ohio Beaver Rivers.
That's all I had.
Not a fan of fireworks.
A little wider.
Any audience participation? Mr. Woolley?
Yes. How many labor contracts do we have? You said that they're all
9.
9.
No. Every single, once this agreement is approved, approved tomorrow, every single collective bargaining agreement is current. The next one that would expire, or there's 3 that expire at the end of December 2020, so they still have another 6 months.
Corey been up here to go through the year.
Last year?
We just set up the meeting with we maybe it should take
July.
place next week to discuss the
Year-end audit.
year-end audit.
But Corey was here yesterday and he'll be back, I think he'll be back
Yes.
he's here for the audit meeting on July 2nd as well.
And the last thing is, I would like to say thank you to the county for the work that was done on the part that this government did a lot of. Well, thank you very much. A lot of repaving and a lot, wondering if I went out there.
while we're sitting there, I wanted to thank you guys for the opportunity to keep fireworks going this year. The county looks forward to this event every year, and to be able to have this opportunity is phenomenal. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to the board of commissioners.
Appreciate all you guys do, Mark.
Any other audience participation? Hearing none? All right, we'll adjourn the meeting.
Go in peace.
There's no one else.
How's everything at Beaver Falls?